The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Carson-Newman wins its 8th straight game, 6-3, the final over Shorter on this Tuesday afternoon. Andrew Rogers here with the head coach, Tom Griffin, for the Eagles Sports Network. Coach, another win for your team to win as many games as you did last year. 24-6 now the record, and 30 games into this season. Break down an elite pitching performance there over the final 6 innings of this game. Shorter's bats had a couple of home runs there in the second and third innings, and then a mixture of Christian Henderson, Xavier Hart, Mark Salico, and Eli Norris silenced the Hawks' bats. We'll start there. What'd you like about those four and what they did to control things on the mound today?
Well, I thought Christian gave us a quality start. I mean, he's gotten better. Demeanor, just his stuff. You know, he's locating it better, and that's what we talked about. He wasn't leaving everything out over the plate. And then the relief, really good. Xavier and Mark and Eli, the ability to throw a lot of strikes. I mean, their strike percentage is really good right now, and that's the key to pitching. You got to have stuff, and then you got to have command. Okay, and right now they have that, and that's been really good for us. Man, when we got here, the wind's blowing 20+ mile an hour, and you got a couple balls they got up in the air out of the park, and so you thought, man, it's going to be one of those games. I thought their guy did a good job settling in, their starter. After the first inning, you thought, okay, they're going to have to go to the pen, but that kid settled in really well. You know, I love playing Shorter. I respect the heck out of their coach, Wes Timmons. I think he does a great job with that program, and every year, you know, I enjoy seeing them twice a year. We hadn't beaten them in like 3 years. I mean, and every time he comes here, he's like, I'm throwing a guy, hadn't thrown much, and then the guy usually goes like 5-6 innings, and I'm watching this guy, I'm like, same thing. He goes, you know, we're trying to get him, be right, get him more strikes, and the kid did a good job. He's an athletic dude, and love their catcher. I think their catcher plays the game a good way, and so it's one of those teams you play, and you love competing against, because you're not going to get any crap from either team. Your guys are going to cheer your guys on, be excited for it, but you don't got the chirping. You don't have the guys down in the bullpen doing any crap. That's the way the game should be played, and unfortunately, talking to more coaches, we're seeing that a little bit less and less, even though the NCAA made this whole big thing about sportsmanship. But we have umpires who aren't policing it, unfortunately. That's their job, is to police it. Because if you leave it to us, then the players have to police it. And if the players police it, I hate to say back in the day, but you knock someone on their rear end and, you know, you do things to get that message across, and we can't do that. That's why the umpires have to take care of that. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but we don't have that issue with Shorter. It's just good ball games. But I liked what Braxton Smith did today. I thought he had some really good at-bats. Cole Nathan's been barreling balls up. If there was anything today, you know, getting picked off and a couple things with bunts, being able to execute bunts the right way fundamentally. I'm not saying you have to get it down, but there's a fundamental to it that we didn't execute today that we got to work on. So there's still things to get better about, but by gosh, it's better to do it after a win than after a loss for sure.
Absolutely. You mentioned Braxton Smith, 2 more hits today. He had a couple RBI in this game. Had a couple hits over the weekend as well.
Yeah.
What have you liked about that kid? Because he started a lot early in the year.
Yeah.
Ryan Bolton has come on and played really well, but then when Smith gets the opportunity, it seems like he runs with it.
I'm telling you, he is a competitive kid who carries a lot of juice and fire with him, man. He loves playing the game. He's excited about playing it. I love what he brings, that energy. We talk about playing with energy and passion. That young man does that. So I love that about him. And by the way, he can make a mistake, and he's one of these guys you can get into and critique, you know, and some people call it other. I call it critiquing and coaching, and it doesn't faze him. He's like, yes, sir, let's move on. Like, he doesn't let it bother him. He doesn't sulk about it. He's like, he's got a football mentality. And that's what you want from players, man. They want to get better. And if they're being told they did something wrong, it's like, all right, thank you. And he's one of those throwback type guys. And we've been fortunate. I mean, Seth Benner's been out with the concussion. He'll be back soon. And Ryan's done a great job out there. We've been able to really rotate those guys, and it's been very fortunate for us. So, yeah, happy with what he's doing.
We talked about the pitching staff as a whole, but I want to highlight Eli Norris because he is 8 for 8 in save opportunities this year. A year after you lose a guy in Hunter Harrington who had 10 saves, you've replaced him with Eli Norris, who has been excellent this year. What have you liked about what he's been able to do after taking a year off and did not pitch last year for you to get back on the mound and do what he's been able to do in that 9th inning?
Because he had a setback off the field, the maturity of coming back and still working through things. He has evolved and matured so much on the field, in the classroom, you name it. And we learn our lessons, and he has done that. And he's been a great leader to our guys as he's matured. And that's what you want. You know, help the younger guys out through your successes and failures. Help them out. And he has done that. And the reward for it is having success. And that's the lesson I guess we all talk about. You know, you got to do things right, be your best, all that. And he's done that, and he's getting the fruits of that success right now. Couldn't be happier for him because he's got really good stuff. But, you know, like him and Brock Culpepper, they have really matured a lot and done some things to grow as people and as players. And there's nothing more gratifying as a coach to see that from those players like that.
All right, your group readies for tomorrow afternoon contest at Trevecca Nazarene. First time your team will play 2 midweeks and back-to-back days, Tuesday, Wednesday, since last year. So what's the group got to do to obviously flush this one away, realize, hey, we did a lot of good things today, but we've got another one tomorrow?
Done. We enjoy it. After midnight, it's done. New day starts. The importance of hydration, nutrition, and sleep, which we talk about every day. This is important in taking care of our body so they can recover. Our trainer is probably the best trainer in baseball. Rachel Jackson does an outstanding job with our guys. Her love for the profession, her care, wanting these guys to be their best, it's a true passion for her. And I think it's one of the reasons we've had great success this year is because of the work she has done with these guys. They'll do some things after today. The hours she puts in and the sacrifice she makes for this team is incredible, and so we're really blessed to have her.
All right, Coach, we'll talk to you tomorrow in Nashville.
Thank you, brother.
That's Carson-Newman head baseball coach Tom Griffin. I'm Andrew Rogers here on the Eagle Sports Network.